Hello everyone and welcome to PRL. This is season 16, we're on the third race of the season already. We're at Spain. As you can see, qualifying is actually full wets, or is it inters, I don't know, but as you can see I'm streaming off the official PRL YouTube channel now, which I think got made a couple of days ago, or has been here for a while, but I got given the email and password to stream on it today, and here we are. And a little bit of a briefing over the last race. So last week we had Bahrain, and I think Neo took the win in what was a fantastic race again, but third round in, and the likes of Adeki or Kara haven't actually got a win yet, so it'll be interesting to see whether they can bounce back today, or whether the Toro Rosso boys can bounce back after their poor performance last week at Bahrain, which saw, I think, Falcon dropped down the order after a collision with Neo, I think. I'm not really too sure, but let's hope them two can bounce back. But a few other little bits to mention. Louis W03 has actually been given a full-time drive in PRL, so no doubt he'll be mixing it up at the front. I've seen his pace over one lap, and it is no doubt going to be up there with the likes of Deki, Kara and Haribo. But yeah, I think that's everything. So let's get on to qualify now. We're going to stay on board with Louis for his lap, see what he can set, see what everyone's out on at the minute, and everyone is out on wet tyres. And Louis actually goes wide coming out the last corner. That's going to affect his run down into turn one. I don't know why he's done that for, but I can only imagine that it's going to be dry for the race. Obviously I don't know what the weather is, but I'm just going to quickly, while we watch Max navigate his way through sector 2, I'm just going to quickly get up the stream because I want to see the chat. And I can't actually find it. Interesting. This is going to be an absolute... Right. I do apologise for this. I will be with everyone in just a second. I think this is it. There we go. Okay. So I have indeed found... Wait, hold on. I think I'm actually... Wait, am I streaming it off my channel? No way. Nope, I'm definitely streaming it off of... I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we've got a few times on the board. I'll say a few. We've got 14 people who set a time. Currently Deki leads with a 32.8. Then we've got Kara as well, not far behind, who's just gone off at sector 2 there. Then we've got Mitch as well, again not far off. Then we've got Owen HBB in 4th, again not that far off the leaders. So it's one thing I personally like about the wet conditions. I feel like it sort of brings everyone closer together in terms of if it was dry you'd see maybe a huge gap between the top 5, top 6, but you can see the top 3 not really having much of a gap. So I feel like if anyone can nail it up and be smooth, then they're going to no doubt definitely get pole or be fighting for pole. I see Mitch finishing off a lap or just starting one. Let's see who else can we watch. The Falcon posted time and goes 5th, so he is in the mix as well with the top 5, so it's good to see from him. Louis again not really putting much of a show on, but he is half a second up, and at the moment that would be fighting for pole. Max actually goes pole with a 32.8. very, very good lap time for Max there. He sort of been off the radar the first couple of races. I know in Australia he made a massive comeback and managed to finish 4th, just pipping Deki to 4th, I do believe, on the line. But it's good to see from Max. He's definitely one to watch on his day, but whether he can stay in first place is something we have yet to be seen, as we've got 5 minutes left off to qualify. And I'm just going to quickly try again to try and get the stream up, because It says, oh, there's so many. Right, let's click on that one. Nope. Let me see. Right. I can't see this for. Right, let me type in the title. That maybe is why. Oh, it's a PRL Season 16 R3 Spain. I think that's it there. Yes, I have it. Finally. So I've got the chat up now. So I've missed Mitch going pole with a 32.6, so the time's forever improving with people finding time. As I said, I believe the wets sort of bring everyone closer together, as we've got own HVB maybe decided to come out on inters, and we've got the likes of Haribo as well thinking to come out on inters, and Doom as well thinking about inters. But we've got back to Cabrera. He's, I believe, a reserve still, so hopefully he can get a seat soon, because from what I've heard he's pretty quick, but going off the track there is not going to be quick enough in this league, that's for sure, as we've actually got a IRT sort of almost lockout there. We've got Mitch in first, Cara in fourth, and Michael in fifth. But as I said, don't think that Max can't stay where he is. Now Max is sort of flickering, I believe, between inters and wets, so he's not really thinking about whether inters is the way to go. And I've just got confirmation from Jerry in the chat that it is a dry race, so thank you, Jerry. So no doubt everyone's running a dry setup, or maybe close to a dry setup, because they don't want to be off the pace in the race. So thank you, Jerry, for confirming that with me. I do appreciate it. So we've got a lot of guys now flickering through into seeing what's quicker, and I do believe people will have to make a decision. Oh, Michael there almost getting in the way of a Ferrari there. I believe that was either Haribo or Cara. I believe it was Cara. It was, and Cara was actually on a lap, and Cara was actually, ooh, back end stepping out. Let's stay with Cara then, see if he can improve on his lap. He's currently P4. All I know about the wet is you need to be as smooth as you can. It's not about whether how fast you can go through a corner. You have to be smooth and keep that back end pinned to the floor. And we see from Cara now, he's not really doing a great job. He goes wide again, so he's not probably going to back out of that. I believe he has, so let's quickly go with someone else. Let's go with... so we've got a lot of people now actually out on Inter, so maybe Cara's made a huge mistake here. Maybe he's... maybe the track's getting a bit too hot for these wet tyres, and the wet tyres is burning up. You can see he's going wide now, so he's going to try and maybe improve it. Michael's out on wets as well, so we've actually got either the people in Inters are risking it, so the likes of Max, well, the top three, Decky even going out on Inters as well, so it must be Inters. So the likes of Cara and Michael messed up their laps surely, but we will see. Louis out on Inters, so yeah, I think it is split, and Gary actually retires, the first wet runner to retire. Maybe he feels it's too late, and those at Inters are the right tyre. So let's quickly go with Max then. He's going to be, I think, the first of the top 7 to actually set a lap on the Inters as he comes down into turn 1. I think it is Inters time. I think the likes of Michael and Cara are going to find themselves further down the field than what they usually are. So let's stick with Max then, see if he can keep his car through sector 1. Looks like he has done it superbly, kept it within the limits. Sector 1 done. I obviously don't know whether Max is up on his lap or whether he's just improving, but he's got a lot of traffic to get through now as he comes through sector 2. Got McLaren there, just getting out of the way in time, so well done to the McLaren driver for moving. I believe that was who's the other McLaren? I don't actually know who the other McLaren is. But come through sector 2 now, this part of the track in the dry, you can lose the back end any given moment. Max is again keeping it very, very clean, keeping that back end pinned to the ground. It's been a fantastic lap from Max so far. Let's see if he can keep it composed and keep that back end pinned down as he comes into, quite honestly, the sector where his back end should kick out. But if it doesn't, this could be the pole lap for PRL as Max comes into sector 3 now. Fantastic shot there of Max going through the right hander, taking it very well indeed. And this is the part where the back end should step out, and it has a little bit, not too much though, as he comes into the final couple of corners, taking it very, very nicely. Again, back end hardly stepped out at all that lap. This should be a fast lap, and Carroll's across the line. He ain't improved, or he has, but he's gone full for Max. Hasn't improved, so maybe it was full wets, but or maybe it was Inters, as I believe that's Flair going pole with a 31.7 on Inters right at the last minute there. So let's watch out for the likes of Mitch, Decky, Louis, Falcon, Jerry, Haribo, Killer Blue and June, because all these guys can now improve and find themselves up the order now, as I believe. Yeah, so let's go on board with Mitch, see what he can do as he comes. There's a lot of cars in front of him now. Let's quickly find someone else. Decky's just in front of him. Where's Louis? Louis, I believe, is coming around the last corner. What can Louis do? Can Louis stick it on pole, or can... Oh, he does as well. 31.4 from Louis. So I think the people who are out the latest are actually going to be able to set the faster times. We've got Mitch now. Can he take pole off Louis? And Killer Blue goes first. That's a good lap from Killer Blue there right at the end to put pressure on Decky. And Falcon goes pole with 31.1. Fantastic that time. And June goes pole with 31.1 as well. It's all kicking off here right at the end of quali, and I believe that is the end of quali, and I actually don't know who got pole. I believe it was Falcon who got pole, but for a split second there we saw Flair on pole, and he's now in 6th place. So who got pole? It was Doom who got pole, and then Falcon in 2nd, Haribo 3rd, Decky in 4th, Louis 5th, Flair in 6th, Killer Blue 7th. He's going to be very happy with that lap. Then we've got Jerry in 8th, then we've got the wet runners of Mitch in 9th, Max in 10th. He was on Inters, but I think he might have got his lap invalidated. Carrot in 11th, Michael in 12th. I did say these two are going to drop down the field, and they have. Owen HVB in 13th, Neo 14th, Rick 15th, Smithy 16th, YHYY 17th, Dear Agony, Cabrera and Gary rounds up the top 20. So again, very, very action-packed qualifying, and you know, the likes of Michael and Carol starting 11th and 12th. You know, they're going to be definitely ones to watch as well, with Max being, you know, right in front of them as well. So watch out for them, because they're going to must be blast through the field. But while they're ready up, I'm just going to take a quick drink and then we'll get on into the race. Now, as it was a wet qualifying, excuse me, let's see what everyone has gone on, because it will determine. Oh, so there's only 2 people on hards, and of course Louis would be one of the people going on hards. He always does this on every race. So Louis will also be dropped down a couple of places, but towards the end of the race he will be on the faster tyres, so no doubt he'll be making his way through the field. But let's go to this man here, June, putting it on pole. What's the channel called? I believe it's PRL PS4, I do believe, Bugatti. But yeah, we've got Doom on pole with a fantastic lap at the end there on the Inters. And we've got Falcon in 2nd on medium. So watch out for Falcon, because he could get a bad start, and that would allow the likes of Haribo, even Decky, to make up a place off the start. Then we've got Louis in 5th, who's going to, I think he's going to drop a couple places behind him to the likes of Flair, Killer Blue, Jerry, maybe even Mitch. Then we've got obviously Flair in 6th, who was actually on pole, but obviously faster times put him down to 6th. Killer Blue in 7th, again a very, very solid qualifying from Killer Blue. He's going to be very happy with that. Jerry in 8th, again going to be happy with that qualifying. Mitch in 9th, he's going to be disappointed, because I think he didn't actually make it out on the Inters. Then we've got Max in 10th, who is on the mediums. So he's one of, I believe, 5 runners on the mediums. All the rest of the other people have actually opted for the soft tyre. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We've got Carroll on the soft, so he's going for a very aggressive start here, so maybe he can make up a few positions. Then we've got Michael in 12th again, copying his teammate Falcon, who's in 2nd place on the medium, so hopefully them two don't get mixed up with Pitsov's own HVB in 13th. Neo, last week's race winner, down in 14th place, so again this league can be very, very demanding, and you know, it just proves here with Neo being in 14th, Rick in 15th, Smithy in 16th, YHYY 17th, Dirag in the 18th, Cabrera, who, as I said in qualifying, is a reserve. Then we've got Gary in 20th, who maybe he's just going to make up a few places off the start being on the sauce, but we will go to the front row as we get this race underway, and we are with Doom as we go to broadcast view. We've got 5 red lights and it's lights out, away we go. Looks like Doom's got a fantastic start, but I saw it's Falcon. Looks like Falcon's not going to lose any places, but watch out for Haribo because he's going round the outside of Falcon. Watch out for Decky because he might choose to go down the inside. Could be 3 wide. No, Doom keeps the lead, Falcon keeps 2nd. Then we've got Haribo in 3rd, Decky in 4th, and as I said, Louis losing places. He is losing places on them hard tyres, but he'll be back at the end of the race without a shadow of a doubt. But Flair's made up a place, Joe's made up a place, Mitch and Carroll's already up into 8th place. Louis down in 9th place. Abysmal start from Louis. I didn't know he was going to lose that many places. Then we've got Michael down in 11th, so Carroll having a fantastic start. It's looking very, very clean from these guys, so fair play to everyone for keeping it clean. But up in front, look at the lead Dream has got. If Falcon's just going to sort of be a buffer, because this is going to allow Dream now to get away. And we've got Max making a move on Killer Blue, so Killer Blue has lost out hugely on the first lap. Max, as I said, has gained a couple places, so has Carroll. Michael's also gained places. Oh, and he's off the track. So this is going to put him under pressure now from the likes of Louis, Killer Blue, Rick and YHYY. And Louis down in 11th place. What is that start? Oh, Louis looks like he lost the back end there. Looks like he lost the back end and almost went into Killer Blue, but luckily managed to save it. We've got a lot of action happening now. We've got Decky right behind Haribo. Now these two I know are very good friends, so no doubt there's enough respect between these two. As June sets the after the race, got a 1.2 second lead to Falcon. Absolutely incredible start from June. Let's hope he can build on that. As we've got Decky looking down. Haribo's inside but can't get it moved on, but Haribo looks like he's got a bad exit off turn 1 and turn 2 through the swooping right hander now of turn 3. Can Decky get the move done? Haribo goes defensive. Haribo, Decky down the inside, sorry. Haribo defending very, very well from Decky. As I said, these two are good friends, so hopefully they have enough respect for each other on track. And we've got Gary in the pits. I don't know what happened to Gary, but he might have got wing damage off the start. We've got Mitch right behind Flair, so let's go on board with Mitch, see what he can do. But look at Decky. Decky's right behind Haribo. Can Decky make a move into the hairpin? Oh, he thinks about the inside but fakes to the outside. No, Decky can't get the move done. Again, Haribo defending very well, and we've got almost a 4-way battle here. We've got Flair under pressure from Mitch, so if these two can catch up a little bit, we could have even a 5-way fight for 2nd place. But at the moment, Doom again doing very well, leading 1.4 seconds of gap now to Falcon. Falcon actually doing very well in the mediums as well. He's managed to get a 2nd buffer on Haribo, but Haribo is under immense pressure from Decky, and Flair's under immense pressure from Mitch. It looks like Mitch has got a better run than Flair. Flair's going to go defensive, but it looks like Decky and Haribo are going to go side by side. Decky goes on the inside. Oh, Decky's had to go off. All that. Yeah, he's had to give the place back. But yeah, as I said about respect being shown, that went out the window there, didn't it? So that's going to annoy Decky because he's going to want to get past Haribo and potentially catch Falcon for 2nd place. But Falcon did an amazing job trying to keep with June, but at this point in the race, them softs are just overpowering them mediums at the moment. Go back to Decky now. He needs to get past Haribo. Looks like Haribo's opened the gap up just a little bit, so that's allowed the pressure to be off Haribo, and Haribo goes wide onto gravel. That's going to allow Decky to get a lead, and Smithy's lost position after position. What's happened to Smithy? Smithy went on the gravel, you can see by his tyres, so he's going to have to take it easy, otherwise he's going to go spinning again. And yeah, he's taking it easy, so fair play. And Kara down in 14th. He's actually been overtaken by Neo, last week's race winner. That's a good move from Neo there. On Caron, Caron's actually losing places. Max is up into 8th. Louis is now up into 9th, and looks like he's found himself a stable position finally after losing about 4 places off the start. And we've got Max in 8th on their mediums again. Oh no, sorry, in 7th. So we've got Michael in 8th. So Michael, excuse me, he's done a very good job to keep with Max. And we've got actually Mitch and Flair still battling out. And we've got Decky as well, still trying to get past. And there's actually wing damage there. I don't know who that's from. It's from Mercedes. I believe that's June. Yeah, June's lost it. Wow, so June's lost it. And now I believe that was Flair going into the back of him. And now June is off the track again. Max is going to get past here as well. Wow, wow, wow. So June, I think, lost it coming through turn 3. And couldn't get the car back to where he wanted it. And now he's got a lot to do to get back to where he was. And now over nothing, Falcon leads his race. Decky's in 2nd, but Haribo now is right behind him, but backs out of it and doesn't want to go for the move. And we've got Mitch, who actually managed to get past Flair and all that, and Max is now up into 7th. June is down in 7th, with Michael now looking to get past the Spaniard in 8th. And we've got Louis still in 9th, having a race of his own, but he's actually holding up the likes of Killer Blue, Rick, own HVB. So stick with his battle, see if Killer Blue can get a good exit. Coming at the last couple of corners, all had 2 bites to the curb, and Louis is able to survive, I believe. But it looks like Louis ain't got DRS. This could be a move on for Killer Blue as he comes down into turn 1. Watch out behind, because Rick looks like he's got impressive straight line speed. Is Rick going to go for a move on Killer Blue? No. Stays right behind him going into turn 1. Turn 2 now, the swoop in turn 3. Let's see if Rick can make a move. And Louis looks like went wide a little bit. But yeah, he's holding up 3 cars now. So this is a fantastic battle for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. So let's hope one of these guys can get past Louis and potentially catch June, who again is struggling. Has he got wing damage? I don't know whether he's got wing damage or not, but he's struggling with that car to keep it in a straight line. And now I think Michael has actually got past. Yeah, Michael did get past June, so fair play to Michael. And now Louis still under pressure from Killer Blue, but Louis looks like he's got a bit of a buffer now as the soft tyres start to fall off in terms of performance. So now with Falcon up in the lead, he's got the fresh air he needs. Excuse me. And yeah, Bugatti just confirming that June does indeed have wing damage. Oh, who was that? That's a laggy car of Michael. Michael was still on track though, and June goes wide. Louis is into the pits. Louis actually got wing damage, so I don't know whether Louis might have slammed into Michael's laggy car or not. I don't know. But because him being on them hards, there's no way he's going to have to take a set of mediums till the end of the race. So that's a poor start. Excuse me. For Louis, who just was his actually first race, and I don't think they fixed his front wing either. It's going to glitch him back, I believe. Have they fixed his front wing? They haven't. Yeah, Louis retired, so yeah, haven't fixed his front wing. Louis hit Michael because yeah. So yeah, I did say it's unfortunate to see from Louis, because it would have been interesting to see where Louis would be in the end of the race compared to these guys. But we've got Haribo loose in the back end, and now we've got Max, as I said before, to keep an eye on. He's now right behind Flair, and this could still win this race. I know Falcon's up in the lead on the mediums, but if Max can get past these guys, then he could be in a shout for a podium here. Let's hope he can keep it calm, cool and collected. As we saw in Australia, he was on for a podium but got wing damage. So hopefully we don't have a repeat of that today. As Max lines up his fellow esports teammate Flair. Will Flair let him pass if he gets close enough? Who knows? But Flair looks like he's actually catching Haribo with the DRS. So Flair might not even let Max pass. If Max can catch excuse me, then it'd be interesting to see what these two do in terms of letting each other pass, or what, I don't know, but it could be very, very interesting in the next coming laps. And Killer Blue looks like he's getting past Doom, and so is Rick. So Rick now getting past Doom, who was leading this race. So Doom having a torrid start he's got wing damage of course, so he's not going to be as fast as he was at the start of this race. Unfortunate to see from June because his pace at the start was incredible. But as we've seen, it's so easy to lose a car at Spain, especially through here, as we saw with Rick there. Just the back end kicking out a little bit can cause the car to be off balance, and you're in the grass and fighting the car to keep it out of the wall. But we'll go back to Max now. He's actually catching his teammate now through this third sector, and Flair's actually catching Haribo as well. Flair goes a bit deep. Let's stay on board with this because Flair might be able to get a move on here if Haribo can get a bad exit. Looks like Flair's actually the one with the bad exit. Now Falcon's setting the fast lap, so these mediums are now coming into their own. Decky now surely hasn't got an answer for him how to go to Flair. This is move on now for Flair. Can he get the move done into turn one? Haribo sticks his centre of the track. Flair has nowhere to go and stays behind. All this battling is just going to allow his teammate Max to catch up. So Max isn't going to complain about this. He must be shouting at Flair now to either get the move done or back off and let Max pass. But Flair is right behind Haribo. Is Flair going to go for it? No. Flair thinks better of it. Flair's a very, very smart driver. Doesn't go for any risky moves. Only goes for the moves where he knows he can get it done. Oh my god. As we go back to Cabrera, he's dropping down the order as well. He spun. The reserve driver has spun. So he's going to be very disappointed with his result. Hopefully he can get a full-time seat soon, because from what I've heard he is very, very quick. So let's hope he can get a full-time seat. And we've got Smithy with a 5-second stop go. I believe that was for Cabrera spinning, so hopefully I can get removed. As we've got now Max catching his teammate Michael Zoll's catching up on this, but Flair go for the move. I don't know, it's too far back. Haribo's managing to get a good exit. Then we've got Rick and Killer Blue. Rick sailing past Killer Blue into P8. It's good to see we've got Neo. Last week we've got 3 wide here. We've got Caro as well getting involved in this. Caro just hasn't really been able to get himself up the order. He hasn't got any wing damage though, but his car looks very, very understeered going into the corners, and he's now losing positions to Neo and soon own HVB. It's around this lap where we could see some undercuts as well from the likes of the soft runners up the top two. So we've got Decky, Mitch, Haribo and Flair all going to be thinking about the undercut to the likes of Falcon, Max and Michael, who are all in the top 10 and on the medium tyres. But Max again catching his teammate. Oh, what is that? Flair went for a half-hearted move. Thought better of it though, and Michael, watch out for Michael, because Michael's right there. Flair will know that Max is there. Flair will know that Max's tyres are the better tyre to be on at this point in the race. Will Flair move out of the way and let Max pass, or will he try and potentially overtake Haribo? Haribo gets a bad exit. Oh, Flair! Oh my god, now Max, this is going to allow Max to go past. It is. We've got 2 teammates going side by side. Hope this doesn't end. And we've got Michael there getting involved as well. We've got to make it 3 wide down into turn 1. This could only end in disaster for one of them. Max decides to back out. And now Michael gets past Max. There's good driving for Max there. Smart driving as well. Allowing Michael to go past, because if that was 3 wide, that would have been badly for one of them or even all of them. And now Max goes wide, so he's lost a chunk of time. But Michael has actually benefited hugely from just sticking his car there and, you know, saying I'm not backing out this, mate, you'll have to back out. And now Michael made up a position, but all that came from Haribo getting a bad exit and sort of Flair going for a move, and you know the move was on, but Haribo just sort of was maybe a little bit too aggressive towards Flair there, and it almost caused Flair to go into the pit wall. But Flair now surely will be very, very upset with Haribo. Let's see if the Haas driver can indeed get back at him and make a move down into turn 1. These soft tyres are absolutely dead. We've got Michael now right behind Flair. Max is right behind these guys, and now Michael's pushing Flair, and now Haribo finally pits, but this has just enabled Flair to get overtaken. But Flair does have DRS from Haribo's car. Max looks like he ain't really gaining with DRS. I know obviously Michael, but Michael's gaining a whole lot of time. Locks up into turn 1, but manages to keep the car and turn it in very, very nicely. And Haribo, where will Haribo come out? Will Haribo come out in traffic, or will he have to fight? Looks like he's come out in fresh air, so this could be good for Haribo. If he can get his foot down, he could come out in the lead of this race, because Starkman's mediums are going to go off soon, and he will be pitting for hard tyres, well, should be hard tyres. If it's soft tyres, and he's a madman. But yeah, we're going back to this man Cara, who I said before just hasn't really been able to get himself out of the top 10. You know, he's in 9th place, so he's only just got out from outside the top 10, and I don't know what's going on with him today. He's normally, you know, up there fighting, you know, with the likes of Decky, Falcon, Flair, Michael, Max. You know, he's up there fighting with them lot, but he just can't seem to get his foot down and, you know, get the car where he wants it. He's losing the back end there. Mitch gets a 3-second time penalty, and he pits as well. So no doubt he's going to try and get the undercut as well, and Haribo gets a 3-second penalty as well, so he's pushing on his lap. And now we've got Cara in the pits, and all it's like Cara actually slowed down in time and actually got ahead of Killer Blue in the pits. So fair play to Cara for being that ballsy, I guess, going into pits and actually hoping that Killer Blue would ghost, and he has. Let's see where all these guys come out in relation to Haribo's. Haribo's gone past already. Cara's come out ahead of Killer Blue, but we've got a battle on in the background between Cabrera and Neo. Oh, looks like Killer Blue's just come out. Oh, Neo move on and made the move, a little bit aggressive, but nevertheless got the move done. And now we've got Killer Blue around the outside. Own HVB is retired. Yeah, I think he had wing damage as well, and I think they didn't fix it. But we've got Killer Blue now around the outside. Can he make a stick? No. Cabrera keeps his car there. We've got Neo just avoiding the grass there, and we've got Yellow to sector 1 and sector 2. Who is that? I believe that is Cabrera, who's actually still on the softs. So he's now been passed by Killer Blue. So Cabrera, is he going to go soft medium? Be very, very thing if he does. But we've now got Dear Agony in 12th, right behind Haribo, so this could work out well. Max is actually pitted, so whether he's going for an undercut as well is very, very interesting. But Michael now side by side with Flair into turn 1. Michael gets the move done on Flair. Flair doesn't really want much to do with that. He knows that Michael's tyres are the best and better grip overall at the moment. So let's see if Michael now, he's got a 9-second gap to his teammate, or I believe, no, 12-second gap to his teammate. He's got to make 9 seconds up to this man Decky, who again is in no man's land. But this man here, Falcon, has done everything right off the start. Kept his car, well, before I say that, he's kept his car on the track and has been able to dictate the pace of this race. But with the guys behind him pitting, his medium tyres are surely going to start going off soon, and hopefully we could have even 5-way fight for the lead of this race. We've got Owen HVB in the chat saying, hey, stupid. I'm going to guess that you got wing damage and they didn't fix it. But we've just lost another guy in Gary, so Gary's binned it as well. So yeah, damage my wing 1 into the pits. Yeah, that's stupid, man. Something should be in place about that, because that's stupid. When you damage your wing in the pitch, they should fix it. And now we've got Decky pitted and actually gone onto the mediums. So whether Decky can take them 19 laps, I don't know. We've got Michael in the pit. If he goes on softs, Michael's gone onto it. Oh, okay, Michael's gone to set off what I said, another set of mediums then. But now we've got Smithy in the pits as well from P7. So he's going to lose positions. But where's Haribo going to come out in relation to Michael? And he's actually undercut him by quite a bit. So it's good to see him. We've actually got now Dear Agony actually going to be fighting with Michael as Michael leaves the pits and comes on the swooping right hander. Let's see if Dear Agony can sort of put Michael under a bit of pressure and get a move on. And we've actually got Max there down in 9th, so he hasn't actually benefited at all from this undercut. He's gonna have to overtake Dear Agony. Now all this dirty air is only gonna allow the likes of YHYY and Flair, who is racing on a new account, I've got to say. But yeah, it's only gonna allow them to get a good overcut on him. Sorry, now we've got race leader Falcon into the pits. It's surely for a set of the hard tyres. Will Flair pit? And Flair does decide to pit. Very, very cautious flying out of the last corner there, taking it very, very slow. And now race leader pits. Second place pits. This will should be very close to Decky, who is net P2. There's Falcon there, so Falcon rejoins in the lead. And I mean, you've got to say, if you know, Falcon can keep it on the road, then he should surely come out the race winner here today. It would be a fantastic performance from him, as we saw in Australia. But yeah, man, this league has such swings and roundabouts. We've actually got Kara actually fighting now. So who's actually stopped? So everyone stopped except for Dear Agony. So Agony in sort of no man's land in terms of battle. And Kara's lost the car. Wing damage to Kara. Oh my god, just lost the car. I didn't know what to do. I did say his car looked very, very unstable, very understeer, and coming out of that corner just spun the rear up, trying to keep the max, and spun it and hit the wall. That also allowed Flair to get past. It's going to allow race winner last week Neo to get the move done, surely, as Kara goes wide a little bit more. Neo will know he's got wing damage, judging by how quickly he was able to get on the back of Kara. Now Kara's losing places as well. Now Doom, again, someone who else binned it from the lead. No pressure on him, and just binned it, so maybe he can get the move done on Kara as Decky sets fast up the race of 21-2. It's going to be very, very interesting to see if Decky can actually catch Falcon and keep these mediums within working temperature, and not make them wear too much. If he can, then we could be in for a very, very exciting end to this race. But as I said about the undercut, Mitch now net P3, Haribo net P4, Michael net P5, and Max net P6. So fantastic first stint for the likes of Michael, Max and Mitch. Have all allowed them to be in or within the top 6. Let's see how many positions people have made up off the start. So we've got Dear Agony making up 10 places, but obviously he hasn't pitted yet, so he will no doubt go back down the order. But you know, Lux and Mitch make up 6 places, Michael making up 6, Max 4. So again, very, very good from them three to be where they are from starting where they did in qualifying. Excuse me. As we let's get back to the timings now. Sector 3, we've got yellows. Who is that? One of the race leaders, surely. Nope, I don't think it is. I believe it might have been Haribo actually. Let's try and get the there we go, interval. So now we've got Michael right behind Haribo. Can Michael get the exit he needs? No, Haribo able to get the better exit, but Michael will have the benefit of DRS. Can Haribo defend, or can Michael get the move done down the turn? Michael's gaining, but not close enough to make the move. As we go back to Neo, he's now catching Dear Agony at a rate of knots. Obviously Agony hasn't pitted yet, been on them hard since the start of this race, so he's gone 17 laps on the set of hard. So fair play to him. We've still been within the top 10 as well, so it's good pace from him so far. But Neo, you feel he should get the move done either at the end of this lap on the start finish, or even sooner. It feels like he's catching loads. Very, very interesting race so far, I must say. Every race this season has been interesting. As we've got now Neo feathering the throttle there. Doesn't want to go too wide and hit the gravel because that will just lose momentum. Will he go for a move? He does. Dives down the inside. Dear Agony not having none of it. Doesn't want to be involved in it and just lets him go. So it's fair play from Dear Agony, and a good move from Neo, knowing that if he stuck behind him he would indeed lose time to the likes of Flair. Max, who actually has got out ahead of his teammate Flair. So again, I don't know, but we've got Michael now on Haribo again. Haribo will have to defend very hard from this. Goes to the outside, goes to the inside. He has to stay on the inside now because he made his one defensive move. Michael will have to go around the outside. No, isn't able to get far enough to two Haribos inside, but they're still right behind each other. Michael is going to go around the outside. No, oh, I don't know what he's doing. They're sort of faking each other here. I just hope it doesn't end in misery because these two are putting on a show at the minute. Michael will have to stay behind for another lap, but all this battling is only going to allow the Haas boys with Max and Flair to catch. Now Flair is on the medium, so whether Flair shows blistering pace or not, I don't think Max will want to let him past. As we've got the likes of Owen HVB and Gary in the chat talking about Monaco already. That race is going to be interesting, but we've got now Michael 2/10 behind Flair, not Flair, Haribo, sorry. Can Michael get the move done on Haribo? I must say, Michael's looked fantastic from race start to now. Obviously, we had a wet qualifying, so whether Michael's running a dry setup, I don't know, but Michael's very, very close to Haribo. Coming at the last corner, can he get the exit? Looks like Haribo's got a much better exit, but with the DRS, Haribo will have to defend, goes to the inside. Excuse me, what will Michael do? Will he try and force down the inside or try and go around the outside? Michael round the outside. No, again, can't get close enough. Ah, it's unfortunate, Rick. Very unfortunate, mate. But now Michael down the inside through the sweeping right hander. Can he get the move done on Haribo? It looks like he has. Fantastic move by Michael there. Haribo not having an answer for it, and now Michael can surely go on and maybe try and catch Mitch, who's 8 seconds ahead. But Haribo diving back down the inside. These two are racing fierce with each other. Who's going to give? I don't think none of them wants to give because they both want their position. Michael round the outside. Will Haribo set him out? He has. A little bit of gravel for Michael. Michael has to stay behind. But the aggressive driving again from Haribo. Michael is not going to be happy with that. He's not going to be having none of it. He's going to dive down his inside into the hairpin. I know he is. He does. Dives down the inside. Haribo cuts him off a little bit. But luckily Michael kicks his front wing. This is sort of turning into a demolition derby now between these two. I can only hope that these two both end up battling cleanly, and you know, none of them does stupid things like that again, that like we saw. But now Michael right behind Haribo. This surely is move on now for Michael's. Haribo gets a bad exit. Oh my god, what has happened there? Looks like Michael's car just lagged again, and now he's far back from Haribo. Luckily got no wing damage from that lag collision. So that's one thing Michael will have to sort out in the future, is his internet. I know he's from Greece, so obviously his internet isn't exactly the best, but excuse me, he's going to want to try and sort of get it sorted for, because this is just messing up his results, man. You know, he could have got past Haribo there easily, but the lag meant that he wasn't able to. And further back we've got Flair now, who is actually ahead of his teammate Max, so I believe Max must have let Flair pass, because obviously Flair being on a quicker tyre, Max knows he can sort of keep behind his teammate, get DRS every lap, and sort of carry him towards the likes of Michael and Haribo, who, if they continue to battle like this, we could have a four-way battle. Now Michael again round the outside. No, Haribo defending very well that time from Michael, but this is only going to set Michael up for a turn 1 overtake, so obviously a DRS will be activated and Michael will get it at the end of this lap. Michael is pushing Haribo through this third sector, as we've seen before, and Michael looks up a little bit, goes a little bit deep. Haribo gets a good exit that time. Haribo should keep the move, but again all these battling is allowing Flair to catch up on their medium tyres. Haribo going defensive. Haribo's got good straight line speed here. Michael won't be able to get the move done. Down into turn 1. It's been fantastic commentary so far, but Michael braking late. Excuse me. But is he going to go down inside? No, he thinks about it. But Haribo again defending very, very sensible now, it has to be said. But again, this battling is allowing Flair and Max to catch up, so we can have a four-way fight for 4th place in the next coming laps if this battling continues. I know one thing for sure: if this battling continues, I won't have a voice by the end of this race. Yeah, I mean, looking at Michael's lag here, it is quite bad now. I think Flair's actually got past Michael here. So Max isn't going to want to be the next victim to Michael's lag again. His lag sort of meaning that he can't get the positions he needs. I mean, you saw how much Michael was lagging there. Excuse me, but now Flair from all that has moved up into 5th place. But Michael have DRS on Flair. Excuse me, sorry. Will Michael go for a move? No, he doesn't. And again, his lag's sort of ruining his race here. He could be P4 right now, but Haribo will be not complaining over that. But yeah, having a few people in the chat as well complaining about Michael's AI or lag. So I can only hope that he gets it sorted, because I mean, it's not only ruining his race, it's also ruining others behind him as well. I mean, I can only imagine that Max is, you know, almost contemplating staying behind, just keeping a gap to him, just because he doesn't want him to lag back and potentially ruin his race. But I mean, I'd like to see that from Michael's point of view, definitely, because you know he's quick, so I don't know what he's seen on this screen. But I'm keeping tabs at the gap at the top, and he's actually stayed at 2.9, so he's gone to 3 seconds there. So I think if I can keep these last 10 laps clean and consistent, he will be taking the race win. But it's been a much better showing for the championship holder, Decky, who's sort of bounced back after the first round of his bad luck. But we've got now Michael right behind Flair. Can Flair get the move? Not Flair. Can Michael get the move done? But Flair will get DRS from the Ferrari, I believe. He does. So Michael surely will not be able to make the move here. But Flair catching Haribo down the start finish straight. So this is only going to allow these four to bunch up again. And don't forget about Neo. Neo's not far behind these guys either. So Neo could make this a very interesting 5-way fight. But we've got Smithy there going down the inside of YHYY, managing to get the move done. So that's a good move by Smithy there, on the medium tyres, on the quicker tyre, and able to keep the move and keep the position. But we'll go back to the fight for 5th place, well 4th place really. We've got Flair now right behind Haribo. How will Haribo defend against Flair? We saw against Michael, Haribo defending very, very fierce, aggressive, too aggressive at times. Lucky not to end his or Michael's race, but no doubt Haribo will have the same treatment for the likes of Flair. And if Michael can get past, then Michael again. But again, Max not really getting involved in this. He wants to stay as far back, I think, as possible, but not too far back, because if Neo gets any closer, he will be within DRS. But now we've got to Michael, who again pushing Flair. Now we've got Flair catching Haribo. We could have 3 wide by then to turn 1. Haribo, what's he going to do? Is he going to defend the inside? Is Flair going to go for a late lunge? No, Flair stays behind Haribo. Now Michael, these 3 bunched up again, and I can only imagine this is only going to end in one person's race being ruined. And now we've got Kara getting a penalty, and he's down in 13th, so I don't know what's going on. Flair around the outside, Haribo defending, moving twice there, I think under braking there, so Haribo will have to stop defending like that, and that's only going to allow Michael to go around the outside. But no, Flair sells him out, and Flair's got wing damage from hitting the back of Haribo. That is disappointing for Flair. He's going to be very, very annoyed, but maybe he can carry on, because he's sort of in a train, so if he can pick up DRS, he can still maybe make the move done. But now look how slow he's had to go. Michael should now get the move done. Is Flair going to try squeeze him? No. Michael round the outside. I think they touch a little bit, but Flair keeps the move, and now Max is there. Max has come out of nowhere, around the outside. What a move by Max. Fantastic overtake, took the chance to get past Michael from his teammate, defending him off nice and fair. And that was a fantastic overtake by Max there. He's going to be glad I got that on stream, that's for sure. And now Max can now go after his teammate, who should realistically let him pass here. If I'd wing down into my teammate was behind me, I would let him pass, but it looks like Max isn't able to catch his teammate down the start finish straight. Michael's going to be annoyed with that, because he could potentially have had Max and Flair there, but instead lost the position to Max with a fantastic overtake there. Can't believe how good the overtake looked on the broadcast camera as well. Good overtake from Max. Now we've got Michael going round the outside of both of them. Wow, Michael, has he made that move stick? No, oh, Max has sold Michael out there to dry. Max is all over the place now. What is Max doing? Wow, Michael's right down the order now. He's down in P9. He's not going to be happy with that. Bad. I was just praising Max's driving there. Now then he does that. Sells Michael out to dry. Almost sells his teammate out to dry. And now this allowed Neo to catch Flair. And obviously with that wing damage, you could only assume now that Neo's about to go down. Flair's inside. He does. But Flair looking for maybe a switchback. No, Flair gives up the place, and I don't know what to say about that. Not only is Michael back down to 9th, Max is up into 5th. Haribo's got a buffer of 1.8 seconds. So that's sort of kill off that battle now. But now we've got Doom and Michael now, both battling now. So both these guys have been involved in instance or spun the car themselves. But I know Michael's going to be very, very annoyed with the racing he's seen today from certain people. But is what it is. So just got to pick yourself up and carry on till the next race. And this race is actually flown by. We've got 7 laps left already. Decky's starting to eat into that gap now, but it looks like Falcon is sort of keeping him at bay. Now we've got Doom on Flair. Is Doom going to go around the outside? No. Flair defends inside. What will Doom do? Doom's got a much better traction to Flair with that wing damage. Now we've got Michael as well involved in this battle. Michael round the outside of Doom. Fantastic move. But Michael won't be able to get the move done on Flair. Now that will allow Doom, but no, Doom backs off. And now what is Michael doing? Michael going around the outside? No, he isn't. Stays behind Flair. Now surely Michael should get the move done here. Surely. If we go to TV broadcast, I don't want to see behind it. Now Doom, we're going to have 3 wide here. Down into the hairpin. What will Michael do? Michael backs out a little bit, but it looks like Doom. Is he going to get the move done on Michael? No, he isn't. Michael defends the inside fantastically there, and as we saw with Max. Oh, Michael's car just disappeared. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh, but that was actually funny to see. That was funny to watch. Wow, Michael's car just disappearing off track there. I don't know what happened to him, but he's going to be very, very annoyed. Not with only the way he retired, but the way people was driving that race. He's not going to be impressed at all. I don't know what happened there, mate. I'm in shock. Mate, I don't know what to say about that, but we've got Doom now all over the back of Flair. His card was just vanished. I'm in shock, but for all the wrong reasons. I shouldn't be like, oh my god, I don't know what to say, but now we've got Doom making his way back up the grid now, as he looks to make a move on the damage-stricken Flair. Will Decky make the move around the outside? Flair's going to make it hard for him, and Flair keeps up position. So you know, Flair, although he's got damage, is really good at defending position. And it's like, Doom, has he got wing damage? No, he hasn't. He should know that Flair's got wing damage just by how slow he's going. Yeah, I don't know, honestly, I don't know if Michael's in the chat, then it would be very nice to sort of hear what happened, because I don't know. I was on board with him, and 1 minute he was there, and then the next minute his car just got sucked underground, and then he retired, and then his car came back on track. Whether that was lag, it most probably was, but yeah, that's... I still don't know what to say. Now we've got Decky going down the inside of Flair. Flair not really been able to do much to defend with that wing damage, but Flair doing a fantastic job though, has to be said. Now we've got Killer Blue all over the back of him, so now Flair is going to be losing positions left, right and centre. Bang on the crease. Oh my, no, I feel for Michael there, because that, that wasn't his fault. Whether he's done something to someone in the past life and they just sucked him through and sent him to hell. Now Doom, when Flair goes wide, Killer Blue goes past, and now Killer Blue should have a run on Doom. I'm sort of in and out of commentary here. I'm just shocked at how Michael just disappeared like that. Oh, I really don't know what to say about that. Yeah, trying to move on with the race. We've got Killer Boo now, who again showing good race pace towards the end of the race, and now hopefully going to try and get the move done on June, who will be very disappointed with where he's finishing today. He started very well, but just couldn't get the move done, and now we've got Flair just sort of in P9, barely holding on to the points. Smithy finds himself in the points, so he snuck into the points again. Cheeky little gitty, isn't he? Smithy finding himself in the points. Look at him, P10. Look at tyres about to die. He's got YHYY all over his back end still. So since Smithy made that move, YHYY has actually managed to keep with Smithy. And again, this man Carrot, I don't know what's happened to him today. Whether he's just not practiced or whether he's been too focused with the esports, I don't know. He, made up a lot of position off the start, and then got, whether he had an incident with someone or not, I don't know. But he's been off the pace today, and it's very, very unlike him to be this far off the pace and be this far down the grid. It has to be said. But I don't know. We've got a few. Well, we've got Racer here wanting YHYY to overtake Smithy, who again is actually catching the level. But Smithy goes wide. We will save this battle then, because this is a close battle. But we've got Killer Blue and Doom. Can Killer Blue make the move on Doom? Looks like Doom's got a better exit that time. We will go back to the battle with YHYY though and Smithy, because they are both catching Flair. So both these guys could find themselves in the points. But I don't think Killer Blue's close enough. No, he isn't. So is he going to go for a lunge to turn one? I feel like he thought about it then, but no, didn't make the move stick. And now we've got a potential three-way fight for the win. But we go back to Max. We've got side-by-side action here between Killer Blue and Doom. Is Killer Blue going to go down the inside? He thought about it. Doom gave him the space. Doom going very wide. Oh, Doom hit Killer Blue there, but Killer Blue's still there around the outside. Fantastic racing between these two. Can Killer Blue make the move stick? No, Doom defends it fantastically from Killer Blue. But can Killer Blue get the exit? Doom losing the back end. Doom's on the grass. Killer Blue goes past. Thank you very much. Easy move. And Doom finds himself in the grass and then almost in the gravel. Now we've got Flair under immense pressure from Smithy. We've got YHYY now going down the inside of Smithy. No, yeah. Oh, looks like there's a little bit of contact there. Has YHYY got wing damage? I don't think he has. Has Smithy got wing damage? No, he hasn't. So Flair able to hang on to a mere 2 points. Sorry. Let's stick with YHYY, because I know a Racer in the chat will want to see it from his point of view. But it looks like Smithy's actually got a much better exit. But on their mediums, they're dying. You can tell by the tyre wear. I believe YHYY is on the better tyres at the moment. But with that bad exit, I don't know who will get the move done. And now, oh, YHYY, that was a stupid penalty. That shouldn't have been a penalty. Now we've got Max right behind Harry. Max is, oh, Max. I'm so glad I caught that. But yeah, we've got Max, and now Smithy and Flair side by side. YHYY looking to make the most of this, and now is he going to go? Oh, Flair looked like he was going to go down the inside of both of them there, but now Flair losing out, and now is outside the points, but should be in the points because of YHYY's penalty, which is unfortunate. And now Max and Haribo. Has Max got past Haribo? I think he has. I think Max might have just dove it down his inside. And now Max is up into P4, so a fantastic race for Max again. Recovery drive OP, as we saw in Australia. Max is now up into 4th place, but I don't count out Haribo. He will be more. Oh, and Haribo, because the time penalty. So I believe Haribo is just trying to keep his car with Max, but hasn't been able to do that. And now we've got Lux and Neo behind, who, sort of come out of nowhere these last couple laps, because he was down in, I think he was outside the top 10 at one point, but he finds himself up in P6. Then we've got his teammate Killer Blue P7, so a good outing for the Force India boys, it has to be said. And now we've got Haribo trying to keep with Max, but I just don't think he's got the pace to. So Max having a fantastic comeback again from outside the top 10, so fair play to Max. But no doubt a couple of people driving this race will be inspected. I for one I think certain people should get investigated depth, well, for sure. But we'll go back to this battle with YHYY. Flair sort of dropped off now, I believe. I think he knows that he's not really going to get a point, but if he can stay within 3 seconds, he should get 1 point. and help his partner Max in the constructors. No, it's only 1 point, but 1 point could be the difference to winning or losing in the championship. Oh, Smithy goes a bit wide. This is going to be moving on for YHYY. Smithy defending inside. What will YHYY do? Is he going to go around the outside? No, Smithy defends inside and is able to keep the move, and YHYY goes off track. Following the car through there is very, very hard, especially when they're that close together, and YHYY is pulling it off fantastically. Smithy's all under sorts of pressure, but let's go to this man Falcon. Haven't really said much about him since the start. He's been incredible from start to finish, and he's gonna, hopefully, if he can keep the car through the last sector, which is coming up now, he will take the 25 points and another race win. So in the space of 3 rounds, I believe he's got 2 race wins. So a very good outing for Falcon here. Very, very quick driver and showing his form and consistency once again. Decky will come home, hopefully in P2, managing to take their mediums a long way. We've got Kara now making a move on Flair, so Flair losing places, but we'll stick with this man Falcon as he rounds the last corner. He knows he's won this race now. Gap of 4 seconds to Decky, and Decky not really been able to do much in the mediums, but Falcon weaving, and he wins the race and collects the 25 points. Congratulations to Falcon, congratulations to Decky on 2nd place. Good outing for the championship leader today, proving his form. And we've got Mitch coming home in 3rd place. I don't see where he come from in the grid, so I'm not sure. So he actually come from 9th from the grid, so fair play to Mitch. Max as well, coming from outside the top 10 to get 4th, and Haribo right behind Max, but not able to stick to him and get the move done. So Max will come home P4, Haribo P5. Neo might actually get promoted up into 5th. He does, because Haribo had that time penalty. So Neo getting a top 5 finish is incredible from him. The Bahrain race winner, of course, from last week. Then we've got Doom in 8th. It's going to be very disappointed with that. And we've got YHYY and Smithy. They're going to be almost side by side, and YHYY gets just outside the point. Flair collects the last point from YHYY, and that has been the Spanish Grand Prix. And again, this league never fails to bring up some interesting and fantastic, well, I say fantastic racing. We didn't see that this race, but yeah, not even a warning. Well, Flair not even got a warning that race, so congratulations to him. But it's this man Falcon we need to talk about. Collected 25 points, and very, very easy race it looked like from him from start to finish. So congratulations to Falcon. Then we've got Decky in P2, fantastic drive from the championship holder at the minute. Then we've got Mitch in P3, who I think is definitely a contender for driver of today. He come from 9th from the grid, get a podium. But then we've got Neo 14th from the grid to get 5th. I think there's multiple drivers today. So I think we've got Mitch, Max, Neo, even Smithy, 16th on the grid to 9th. But yeah, it's been Spain, and a lot of penalties there for certain people. We've got 6 seconds for Haribo, and Falcon, Decky not collecting any penalties, so congratulations to him and Flair. So only 3 drivers, I believe, not collecting any time penalties. No, we've got Cabrera as well, a Red Bull and a Sauber. So yeah, fantastic race again, and I do hope you tune in next week, and the races will be streamed off this channel from next week on, well, from this week onwards I should say. And next week we've got the famous Monaco, so that's going to be an interesting race if Spain threw up such an entertaining race. But yeah, my name's been Cliffy, and I've been your commentator for PRL Season 16. I'll see you next week for Monaco Grand Prix. Thank you and goodbye.